Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris Jones here, and today we got another deck profile for everybody. This is actually for the Limit 1 Festival. This is my own jank deck. I hope you guys are all joining the event. And if you guys still don't have a deck, well, this one might be for you. It's stupid, it's fun, and surprisingly, it's really good. So, our Limit 1 Festival is going to be Penguin good stuff. Let's just call it that. So, this deck whole idea is pretty simple. You want to use strong penguin effects to control the board state. Then we have other cards like your tinnies, and your sword souls to actually go into powerful synchro plays and link plays. And that's kind of the idea. So it's a really heavy control deck that actually could get out and actually combo off really good. We'll go through the card by card and hope everybody has fun. It is limit 1, so every card is limited. And it's actually really funny singing Penguin Soldier limited to 1. It's super powerful, man. Too broken. So, we'll get to the card by card. We got one Puny Penguin. Puny Penguin is when this card is sent to the field to the graveyard. After being flipped face up, target one Penguin monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and special summon it. Doesn't come up that often, but it is a level 1, so it is a nice one for one target. So, just be aware. We got one Ahara. Ahara is pretty cool. You can special summon this card from your hand if you control a if you control no effect monsters. If you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. Then target one of your banished war monsters, accept this card, and add it to your hand. We got one Penguin Soldier, the OG himself. You can flip this card face up, target 2 monsters on the field, and return those targets to the hands. We got one Raiko, the Light Sworn Hunter. This is kind of just more removal. Destroy one card on the field, so it's nice. We got one Note Penguin. Note Penguin is during either player's turn when a effect of a penguin monster is activated, special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use the effect of Note Penguin once per turn. If a card would be returned from the field to the hand by effect of a penguin card, you banish that shit instead. We got one Ash Blossom Joy Spring. We got one Glacial Beast. Glacier Beast is, if this card is special summon, you can target one monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If this card's on the field is destroyed by battle card effects, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hands. We got one Penguin Ninja. Ninjas, you can flip this card, target 2 spells or traps your opponent controls, and return them to the hands. Then you can target one penguin monster you control, including itself, and you can change it to face-down defense position. We got one Cleric. Cleric is you can target one of them. If a penguin monster is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, even during the damage step, you can target one of them, discard this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in face down defense position. So basically, like when your penguins get removed, you can discard it and bring it right back. So it's really good. We got one Nightmare Penguin. Nightmare Penguin, all water monsters you control gain 200 attack. Really useless. But when this card's flipped face up, target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. It's a level 4 and 1800. Pretty hard to get over sometimes. We got one Hat Tricker. Hat Tricker is just the extender. It's a free special summon of 2 more monsters on the field. We got one Crystron Rosenix. Rosenix is interesting. While it's on the field, you can target one face-up monster you control. You can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except machine-type synchro monsters. Also, destroy that card if you do. Special summon one Crystron Tuner from your deck. You could banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Crystron token. Basically, idea is you could actually have syncs here. On the if it's in your graveyard, you banish it and get a token. And that token plus any of the other waters could go into like Miss Starboy or Coral. So that's kind of the idea behind it. We got one Tinny Spirit. Shahana? Shahana is a control no effect monster. You can special summon this card from your hand. If a face-up non-effect monster you control is destroyed by a battle card effect, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target one of those destroyed monsters and special summon it. We have Nahad. Nahad is if you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. While an attack is declared involving your face-up non-effect monsters and opponent's face-up monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. Your opponent's monster loses 1,500 attack. We got one Sword Soul Taya, and then we got one Incredible Ecclesia to kind of go into our Sword Souls. We got one Ice Jade Akata. Ice Jade isn't that great, but basically you could actually send one water monster from your hand to graveyard to draw one card. Sets up your graveyard, for more plays. We got one Great Emperor Penguin. Great card. You can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 penguin monsters from your deck. Him, you can go into, Glacier plus any other level 3 like Cleric, and that gives you into your Brave. The Brave will get you into your Soldier. Really good combos. We got one Square. Square is a 1-card Brave by itself. Brave. Let's click on there. You go. Brave is can't be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a water monster. If a monster is set on the field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can reduce its level by 1 or 2. You can target one face down defense position monster you control, change it up to face up defense position. If you do, the effects are negated unless it's a penguin monster. So basically, if you set any of your cards like Penguin Soldier, you can special summon Square. Square will go down to level 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Gets you out your Brave. Then Brave could easily get you out to your Nightmare Penguin, or if you do Note Penguin, you could get into any of your cards that you need to. Really good. It's a really good card. Square and Emperor are really great cards to get into your synchro plays. We got one Strategist. Strategist gets just into, it's a 1-card Baron if we have a Tini on our hand. We got Vashuda and Ashuna yet again for our Tini plays. Now for our spells, we got one Harpy's Feather Duster. We got one Hand Destruction. Sometimes we do have bad hands, so it's just nice to get rid of them and draw new cards. And it kind of really screws up the opponent also, so it's kind of nice. One Monster Reborn for really just for extending. We got one Salvage. We have lots of water monsters, so it works out. One Instant Fusion. Our target's going to be Sea Monster. One 1-for-1. We have 2 targets for it in this deck. One Power of Desires. You could use any other pot card if you really wanted to, like Power of Prosperity would work. I use Desires, so like I said, any of them will work. We got one Dark Ruler No More, one Lightning Storm, one Fury of Xian. We got one Flawless Perfection. This card does kind of come up because we do use the Vashuda package quite a bit, so the Tini package quite a bit, so. We got one Royal Penguin's Garden. This card's amazing. When this card is activated, you can add one penguin card from your deck to your hand, except itself. Once per turn, during your main phase, you could decrease the level of one of your penguin monsters in your hand, or face up on the field by 1 until the end of this turn, then discard 1 card. And basically, the Great Emperor Penguin becomes level 4. You can just normal summon it without tributing. Then you tribute itself to get 2 more cards. Really great. We got one card by the grave. We got one Torrential Tribute. Fury searches out Torrential Tribute. We got one Perizoic Canadia, one Perizoic Dimomiscus. We got one Infinite Impermanence. And then last but not least, we got one Fist of the Unrivaled Tini. And that's it for our deck. Like I said, it's a lot of jank. It's not the greatest, but my god, this has been actually stealing a lot of wins. Let's get to the extra deck, and yeah. We got one Sea Monster, the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sate's Konami. It's a level 5 tuner that could be instant fusioned. So we got one Formula Synchron. There are times where you have like Ahara plus Puny Penguin on the field, so just Formula Synchron, kind of works out. We got one Crystron Amnamax, just in case you want to go into Rosrix plays. Does come in handy. One Desert Locust. Desert Locust is really good. Basically, if you synchro summon this card, the turn player, you want to synchro summon on the opponent's turn, but the turn player discards 1 card, then only use this effect once per turn. During the opponent's main phase, you immediately after this effect was also synchro summon. So basically, you go into it, then you go into your higher ones. Really good card, definitely worth running. We got one Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave is amazing. The opponent can't target face-down defense position monsters you control of card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Penguin Brave once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon one penguin monster from your deck in face-down defense position. Then, when the opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can flip one face-down defense position water monster you control face up. Really great card, definitely worth it. We got one Shooting Riser Dragon, one Burrowload Savage Dragon, one Emancipator Ryzen. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can return cards your opponent controls to the hand up to the number of activated walk monsters. That does not apply. What applies to us is the second effect. When the opponent activates a spell, trap, or effect while a water monster is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. Really good card. We got one Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. When this card is synchro summoned, you can banish up to one card each from the opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. We got one Baron the Floor. We got one Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome was once per turn during your standby phase. You can detach one material from this card, special summon one frog monster from your deck. Once per turn, when the opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect, quick effect, you can send one Aqua monster from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard. Really great card, and we have multiple Aqua monsters to fulfill that effect. We got one Monk of the Tinny. That's for our Tinny plays. We got one Miss Starboy. Miss Starboy, all water monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. The fire effect doesn't matter, but this card is destroyed by battle or card effect. You can target one water monster in your graveyard and add it to your hands. That allows us to recycle our cards. We got one Maritza's Curl. You could target one monster with 1,500 less attack in your graveyard. Special summon it to zone this card points to. Really great. And then last but not least, we got one Nightmare Unicorn just to bounce problem cards on the field. And that's the deck. I hope you all enjoy. Let's get into the games. Alright, so I think I go first this match. I can't remember which match this was top of my head. But this was an interesting one. It's a pretty quick match. So I end up going first, and I basically have everything I want right here and there. This is amazing. I activate long just discarding tie it, and at this point I'm going to go into a synchro. I go into Baron the Floor. Now I have all negates trapped. Strategist activates, deals damage. I activate Instant Fusion to get out Sea Monster. And at this point I'm going to tribute summon Sea Monster to go into Great Emperor. Great Emperor effect, tribute it, and I'm going to get out two cards. I do get out Square and Puny Penguin. At this point I synchro off into Brave Penguin. Penguin Brave effect is going to special summon a Penguin Soldier, and then I'm going to end my turn. So I'm feeling pretty good, and then my opponent just concedes. Yeah, that was a quick match. We'll get into the next one. Alright, this next match is against Fluffles during the one card event. This is a lot of fun. Really happy to see a lot of different decks out there. So this was a pretty quick match. It was a lot of fun. So my opponent goes first, and my opponent activates Flight for Patchworks. He adds one Polymerization, and then he adds one Edge Imp Chain. I'm like, alright. He activates Polymerization just straight away. He gets rid of Inmate's Change and Owl. He goes into Kraken. Then Change Effect is going to activate. He gets Fight for Fusion to his hands. He activates Fight for Fusion, and at this point he's going to banish Chain and Owl from his graveyard to go into Crude Rel. Then he activates Vision Fusion. He gets rid of Penguin and Vision Hero Ferris. That goes into Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Okay, so this is an interesting bird. There's no negates, but it's going to be interesting and hard to pop. So we start. We activate Fury to get a Torrential Chibi to deck bin for just a little bit. Still don't know exactly. Activate Ahara. I do special summon it and activate 1/1 at this point. I do get rid of my No Penguin and go into a Puny Penguin. At this point, I'm going to link off into a Link Kariba. I was running Link Kariba at this point. I do get rid of it for Synchro. But anyway, the whole point is I tributed it over the Monk for Emperor. Emperor effect would tribute itself. And I do get out two Penguin. No Penguin also resolves from the grave. But Emperor comes in. I do get Glacier and Glacier effect. Since you're a special summon, I get to banish one card since no Penguin's on the field. I do banish his Crude Rel. Crude Rel effects are going to activate, activating and targeting his Kraken. Not really caring too much about that. Crude Rel is now gone. I am going to, at this point, go into my Penguin Brave. Brave effect, I am going to get Penguin Soldier, and I do set Torrential Tribute. So my opponent is activating a card effect. I'm like, that's a mistake. I activate Penguin Brave. I do flip up my Penguin Soldier, and at this point, I do get rid of both his cards. I banish them. Absolute Zero's effects are going to destroy, but I do activate Fury of Shiden, Fury, and at this point my opponent concedes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this deck. Stupid fun. it's surprisingly really well done. I went on like a 9-win streak in this tournament, like in this little event. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast with it. I hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you all next time.